Does Bhagwan read all the letters that we give? Now this is a topic because somebody told us, see, every time we go home for vacations, these devotees ask me this question. So I think we should have a discussion and find out what is happening. So okay, the discussion started, everything happened. I was one of those Bezubils, Saturns, who actually said, it is impossible for Swami to read all the letters. No, it's only our Brahma, if we think that Swami can humanly read all these letters. The basic fact, number one, does he need to read it? Number two, is he human at all? But this is a kind of mistakes we make regularly, and it's just like staying with the fire, you forget in whose presence you are. So anyway, the discussion closed. It was inconclusive, as was expected. And next morning, we all went for darshan. There was a group of children who had come for Swami's darshan, and in those days Swami would invariably bless them with some gifts, pencils, pens, notebooks, vibhuti prasadam, and then he would give them pad namaskar and he would send them. And I distributed it, and when I went to put those things back inside the bhajan, inside the interview room, Swami was seated and the door was closed, which means he didn't want me to go out, he wanted me to stay there. So I just quietly, I went and I parked myself near the interview room door. Swami was seated in the throne. Now this starts the fun. He is a master at what you would call in Indian, batkafying. If he knows that somebody has a doubt or something, he will ensure, that the doubt multiplies in no time until it reaches a climax. And, you desperately want a solution. So last night's topic was, does Bhagwan read all the letters? So Swami is seated there. He took out a huge pack of letters, put it in his lap, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's counting and he's throwing it aside. So I was thinking very happy. I said, last night we were already discussing, Swami cannot read all the letters. There he is. He has proved me right. I was patting myself on my back. Then Swami stopped counting and he looked at me like this. Now, you heard this concept called as a chill down the spine. Swami is busy reading. I was busy patting myself on the back mentally, and suddenly everything stops and he stares at you like that. So I just gulped. And Swami said, are you getting some doubts? I said, no, Swami. He said, don't lie near your guru. Come here. Then I went to him. Then he spread out the letters like this. And he said, pick up any one. So I just picked up one random, normal, white envelope. Then Swami said, open it. I said, Swami, it's a letter for you. How can I open? Then he said, see, I'm telling you, you open it. I opened it. Then he said, go back to that corner. Then I went back and he said, read what is there in it. Read it to yourself. Don't read it aloud. It was a normal white paper. So I just read. It was a letter from a devotee in Calcutta whose son had some mental issues, and Swami had told that gentleman not to go to any doctor, and just by pure power of vibhuti, which he sent in regular doses to that devotee, Swami cured that boy. That boy was now in his engineering final year and he was graduating with top honors. So because of that, this father was so proud and so happy that he had given a Thanksgiving letter to Swami, saying that, Swami, because of your grace, he is fine. You will not believe it, sisters and brothers. He sat there on the chair and he repeated verbatim what is there in that letter. It's a normal sealed white envelope. It's a normal white paper. It's a normal pen ink. Out of the thousands of letters, he knew what is there in that. That is when the realization hit me. Why are we wasting so much of time discussing, does he have time to read all these letters? The fundamental truth, he doesn't need a letter in the first place. He knows. He already knows. So why do we write a letter? We had the good fortune of asking Swami once. So I recollected this incident and I told Swami. After that, I still wonder, why is it that we write letters? And Swami told a very interesting thing. He said, so what happens to you when you write that letter? I said, Swami, I feel like I'm almost talking to you. He said, it is for that feeling that you write the letter. It is to respect that feeling that I take the letter. Nothing more than that. Not because I don't know. It's because I see the feeling with which you have written the letter. That is the weightage I give the letter, and that's why I take it or I don't take it. Not because I need to know what is happening. So this is a fantastic concept, and that is the last time I ever associated a letter being important to make Swami aware of something.